Welcome back. I'm super excited to be starting another unit with you. This is a really important one. Literally one of the most common things, because I ask kids all the time, what do you want me to teach you? Because that's a great way to make content that kids care about. The most common thing with middle school and high school students that I'm asked about is friendship. Anywhere from how to make friends, how to deal with losing a friend, how to work through conflict, how to tell if a friend is toxic, how to stand up for myself to my friends, how to stand up for my friends, especially to themselves. There's so much that we can talk about. And today we're going to start by thinking about some self-limiting beliefs or some myths, some things that we believe about friendship that actually can cause more harm. I'm really excited to talk to you all about this because I don't like to say that I have a ton of expertise in lots of different things, but when it comes to friendships, this is a subject that I know a lot about. And it's not because I am like the best friend in the entire world, like put a crown on me. It's because I have gone through a lot of friendships. I have built really strong relationships. I have some friendships that have lasted me since I was like 13 years old, and now I'm 76 years old. I know, not dropping the skincare routine, but also because I have lost friends. I have been a bad friend. I have had to do a lot of research around how do I be a good friend to other people? And I'm super excited to share some skills, some practices, and some tips for you because I want you to have important, meaningful, deep relationships with the people in your lives. We're talking a lot about people in our country experiencing loneliness. A lot of adults say that they don't have close friends. And it's not because these adults are like awful people or don't deserve to have friends. A lot of times it's because they don't know how to keep a relationship going or how to build new relationships with people. So if you're listening and you're a young person, you're a little bit ahead of the curve because sometimes we don't think about these things until we don't have them. So I don't think about friendships until I don't have friendships, and then I think about them a lot. We're going to start this unit with some myths because I hear a lot of people say statements about friendships that they think are just true, and sometimes those statements can be a little problematic, which means that sometimes those statements can actually cause harm or can lead people to have relationships that are not good for them or to kind of put them in a box so that they can't really grow or build the relationships that they want to grow. Myth number one is one that I talk about a lot with young people. I do workshops on friendships, how to build stronger ones, how to deal with conflict. But every time I go into a school and I talk to kids about friendships, this is the first thing that I tell them. If you don't have friends in middle school or high school, if you have not made any friends yet, it does not mean that there is something wrong with you or that you are broken. There could be a lot of reasons why you might be struggling to make friends, but the most important thing that I want you to take away from this is that sometimes we are lucky. We are lucky because where we are born, the schools that we go to happen to have people that get to be our people. And sometimes we might be unlucky. We might be in a school where there are no people for us. And that's a tough pill to swallow, but it doesn't mean that there aren't possibilities of friends in other places. It doesn't mean that when you leave high school or when you leave middle school that you can't make friends. But if you believe, just because you haven't found your people yet, if you start to believe that I'm not worthy of having friends or something is wrong with me, right? It's going to put a little bit of a wall up. It's going to block you from actually seeking opportunities to make friends when you move out of that place. And so if you have not found your people yet, you will. You will find your people as long as you are open to it. And in this unit or in these videos, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit more about what to do in the meantime. There are ways to try and build new relationships that you maybe haven't tried before, but also how do I take care of myself if I feel like I don't have friends or I haven't met those people yet, so that when those people do come along, I am ready. I'm the best version of myself that is ready to be friends with that person, and it will be organic. It will feel natural. It will feel good to you because you've spent a lot of time taking care of yourself, building yourself up, and making it easy for the right people to find you. Myth number 2 is that friendship should always be easy. Now, I wish this was the case. And when you find a good friend, there is this feeling of easiness where it's like, I get to be myself, you're yourself, things feel easy, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy all the time. Some of the people that I got the closest to in my life, we became close after we got through a conflict. After we had a moment where we almost fell apart and we came back together, that's what really solidified our friendship. That's what made us grow as friends. I mean, the guy who is like my brother, his kids are basically like my nieces and my nephews. We had 2 huge conflicts in our friendship. And because of the work that we did together, we grew closer from it. So not only is conflict a normal thing in a relationship or a friendship, right? It can help you grow. It can help you get closer. Okay, number 3. This is a tough one. Some people believe that friendship should last forever. Now, you are lucky if you have friendships that last for a long time. I have my friends that I met in middle school who I'm still friends with to this day. I met people in high school who I'm still friends with. I met people in college that I'm still friends with. But also in middle school and high school and college, I also met people that I was friends with for a short amount of time. Sometimes we had like a fight or a fallout, but sometimes we just drifted apart. As you get older, as you change, as your values change, as you really figure out who you are, there are going to be friends that come for a certain season of your life, and there are going to be friends that stay for a lot longer. I want to be clear about this. With this work that I'm going to be offering you, or I want to teach you skills that will help you build some of those relationships to make them last for longer. If I would have known when I was younger how to be a better friend to people, there are definitely people I would still be friends with to this day. But I didn't learn about how to be a good friend until I had a huge fallout with my best friend from 6th grade till sophomore year of college, which I will talk about on this channel to give you an example of what this looks like. But if I would have known these things when I was younger, I could have kept some of these relationships from going. But not all relationships, not all friendships are going to last forever. We can be grateful for the time that we have and also understand that maybe this relationship is over. Maybe it's time for us to move on. You need something different. I need something different, and that is okay. Number 4, knew how many fingers this time. This is a really important one because I hear kids talk about this all the time. The belief or the myth that if I have a good friend, they should know what I want or what I need, especially if I'm going through a tough time. And if they don't know that, then they are a bad friend. That is such a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for chaos. That's a recipe for disconnect. We can't assume that people know what we want or what we need. No matter how close we are to them, we cannot just assume that people know those things. And not only can we not assume that, but we can't be mad at people for not knowing what we need if we never told them. And so sometimes we have these expectations or these beliefs about our close friends that are unfair. They're unfair expectations, and they can lead to the loss of our friendship because we didn't know how to say what we need or to ask for what we want. The last myth that I want to talk about, and we're going to go into more detail in later videos, is this idea that if a friendship ends, it shouldn't be painful. Even if I know that this friendship is not good for me, even if I know that that person is toxic to me or that we are causing harm to each other or it's not a healthy relationship, I can know all those things, leave a relationship, and still grieve, still feel sad that I lost a relationship. There are some people that I'm happy that we stopped being friends. Our time had run out, right? And I also allowed myself to feel sad about losing that friend because relationships are a big part of our lives. And when they're taken away, we're going to grieve. Loss is hard. So I'm super excited to dive into friendships more with you all. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on this subject because this is something that, like I said earlier, a lot of kids have asked me about. And just remember that the ultimate goal for you is to build healthy and meaningful relationships in your life. How to have positive, loving, caring friendships. And if you're someone that was like, I don't want to have loving relationships in my life, okay, that's okay. I hope the best for you, but I think most of us do. most of us do want to have these relationships. Most of us do want to have friends that we can say I've known a lifetime. And if you stick with me, if you do the work together, you will feel better, you will do better when it comes to having real friendships in your life that have a positive impact on you. Until then, my friends, I'm rooting for you as always. I love and appreciate and I care about you. Thank you for being here. I will talk to you next time. I said I was going to stop doing this.